Buckle up, Fairfield Prep. Today is Monday, May 9th, and we're here live in the Berkman Storage Studios with your lead anchors, Patrick Godino and Gabe Aponte. This is the Monday Preport.
So, it's me, it's Mr. Shea, their whole English department, and we're at Alumni Hall, and we've got all the Connect 4 things set up, because I do, you know the thing I do where I play all the English teachers in Connect 4. So we got them all lined down the table, and I'm walking down the line, and I'm picking my move on Miss Penn's. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see this movement. I just turn around and I say, Mr. Demby, don't think I don't see you. He's like trying to move my piece. So he cheated? Right, because I had it lined up. I had either way I was going to win. And he was like trying to move mine, and he thought I wouldn't notice.
Oh, wow.
Because I always win.
That's too bad, Pat.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Report. It was Mother's Day this past weekend, so who better to bring you our sport report than our mothers? Take it away.
Hello, I'm Patrick's mom and Gabe's aunt.
And I'm Gabe's mom and Patrick's aunt. No, I think that's last year's script. We're not sisters.
No, you have to keep going. Whatever's on the teleprompter, you have to say it.
Yeah, can we just get a clean take of that, please?
All right, let's begin with the sport report. Despite the rain, baseball managed to get in 3 of their 4 scheduled games last week. They beat Hamden 3-2 on Monday. Their game against Sheehan was rained out Wednesday, but they beat Brantford 10-2 on Thursday. They suffered a tough 1-0 loss to Don Bosco on Saturday. No shame there, as Don Bosco is the #1 team in New Jersey. Just saying a lot because New Jersey is such a baseball powerhouse. Overall, it was a good week for the baseball team.
The better rugby team lost to Greenwich 26-12 last week, and JV also lost. I don't want to say in embarrassing fashion, but tough week for rugby crew, but they're looking to bounce back and ride the momentum of their big sweep a few weeks ago.
Lacrosse had 2 meets last week, one against North Haven on the 2nd, and the other was against Guilford on the 4th. They were victorious in both as they beat North Haven 16-5 and Guilford 13-10.
Crew had a game. No, I think that's the right word.
Nope, that's it. It's on the teleprompter, so just keep going.
Okay, Crew had a game on Sunday in Boston against St. John's, BC, Highline, Brookline, and Fordham. The 5th varsity ship, that seems off, came in 2nd. The 3rd varsity ship came in 4th, and the 4th ship came in 1st, led by none other than Sam Kozialowski. One player described it as not so hot overall, but living up to his reputation. Sam Koz's ship came in 1st, so all is well with the world.
In addition, there have been quite a few injuries sustained over the past few weeks. A few members of the rugby crew suffered a broken wrist, a shattered kneecap, and a broken ankle.
That's right, and there was also a spectator who was injured. He reportedly ate a mailbox. Rumor has it that fans have been advised to wear pads at games even though players cannot.
That concludes the sports recap. Patrick, are you sure you don't want me to just do the rest of the show for you?
Oh, you mean like the two of you, we were just going to do this.
No,
but...
I mean it would be with Gabe. Your dad and I have always said how you're the weak link in the show, so since I'm here, I figured I could fill in for you.
Oh, I'm glad you agree. I didn't want to say anything, but your son is my least favorite part of the show. I usually skip past his segments and just watch Gabe's.
Tell me about it. I miss Ryan and Andy. Why can't those guys come back?
Okay, well I think we're probably good here.
A bit much.
Yeah, that's all right. So if you could just finish it up and.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone, and remember, it's not just news.
It's news.
You know, Pat, I think their new ideas about how we should run the report is pretty good.
I don't know. It seemed a little radical to me, to be honest.
I was liking it
out there. No,
yeah.
I know you were, but I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Oh, well, that's too bad for you. In campus ministry news, the Mass of Ascension was last Thursday. We had special guest Bishop Godino, who said the homily, and he also confirmed 2 of our students here.
1/4% of the school.
Yes, and during his homily, he talked about the Marines and expressed gratitude towards the prep community. There are many clips and photos online, so let's play one of those now.
What I hope you see is what a remarkable gift it is to be here at the prep, to grow in friendship with fellow brothers on your journey in education and faith, to be entrusted to such a wonderful group of priests, religious, women and men who form you, educate you, and teach you, and to be part of such a wonderful tradition, a great legacy that goes for many, many years, and you will be another chapter in that book that continues to have many, many more chapters to write.
AP exams are in full swing. We have 1 week down and 1 to go. Last week there were exams such as Spanish, English, Calculus, and U.S. History. And the Brissett Gym is seeing the most activity it has in months. So as they continue throughout this week, I'm sure it'll be a busy place.
Yeah, funny how the gym is being used more for academics than physical activity.
Yeah, sort of an interesting paradox we have here as a school. Now I'd like to turn it over to a sort of found footage clip of our very own Gabe Aponte when he was sick in the infirmary last week.
I don't remember being sick. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't,
I
but
don't get sick, Pat. You know that.
right, but you were sick for a very brief amount of time. We found this clip right here, so let's play that.
In May of 1998, senior Bernie Voos left class to drive home. Lo and behold, his Volkswagen was gone. No, it wasn't towed or stolen, but simply picked up by a few other students and moved 100 yards away. Fortunately, there were no injuries, and his car was found unharmed. However, a number of ice packs were needed for all the students involved.
So you're saying that wasn't you?
No, that wasn't me.
But
Pat. You could tell. Like that didn't even look like.
But you
me.
did the episode last week?
Yes, I did. I just looked a little bit different. I had
you
longer
looked,
hair.
You looked horrible last week.
Yeah, but I wasn't sick.
I mean, okay, well, didn't look like you to me.
Well, I don't get sick, Pat.
All right, now we'd like to turn it over to a new weekly segment we introduced a few weeks ago called Club of the Week with Evan Bean. Each week he takes a club and sort of explores what it's about and talks with the leaders. So let's play this weekly segment, Club of the Week with the Environmental Club.
Tell me about your new club.
So the Environmental Initiative is a group of students who are committed to increasing awareness, school awareness about environmental issues, and working towards creating change in our own community for the betterment of the prep community.
Awesome. So Frank, when do you guys meet?
We meet every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, and it usually runs to 8:25. And yeah.
Well, what do you do in your meetings now?
So far we've been talking about we have this project where we are getting recyclable bins, and we're putting them all around like the school, specifically in teachers' classrooms, and it's only for plastic bottles.
Awesome. So what do you guys plan to do in the future for your club?
So some future projects that we're thinking of doing is maybe a food waste project where we calculate the amount of food waste that goes in our cafeteria for every week, and possibly making goals for the school to meet every next week, so that we can lower the amount of food that we're wasting, and also raise awareness that this food waste is actually carbon emissions waste too, because all the carbon emissions that are used to create the food.
Here demonstrating how to use these new waste buckets is Dan Fitzgerald. Amazing. Thank you.
In upcoming sports news, we have varsity baseball games against Sheehan on the 10th and West Haven on the 11th.
That's true, and Varsity Crew has a meet against Glastonbury on the 12th.
Yes, and an unknown sport has something on the 12th.
Yeah, sort of a mystery surrounding that event. And lacrosse has gone off the radar this week, but we will be sure to let you know of any games if they happen next week. And Saturday is a busy day because there are 2 varsity rugby games, and there's also the Founders Cup for Varsity Crew on Saturday. And varsity baseball also has a game, weather permitting.
Campus Ministry news, the Leadership New York City trip will be coming up next weekend, and so anybody that got the permission slip for that, if you want to go, hand it in. And the student leaders from Campus Ministry will be taking a trip to see St. Patrick's Cathedral and some statues.
A couple of statues, yep.
There you go.
And then sort of miscellaneously around the school, we have the student government elections, which will be held on the 19th. If you're interested in running for office, be sure to fill out your paperwork if you're interested in running for office. And if you have any questions on how that whole process sort of works, be sure to watch last year's episode to figure out standard running protocol.
Yes, and this Thursday and Friday is the spring musical, which will be Carousel. Previews are on Wednesday. Be sure to support the hard work of the prep players. And come on.
Okay. I think by this point everyone knows my thoughts on the musical and how sort of corrupt that whole program is. Because, again, we've pitched 2 perfectly legitimate,
fantastic,
and really inspiring works of art to their program. I have seen no acknowledgement of that. Right? If they wanted to try it and it didn't work, that's fine. It's just rude
Yes, it is very rude. And I hear that those pitches you made became like feature films.
Yes, they did. We talked about that last week. Are
Yeah,
you
we
having?
did.
Yeah, we did. You were here.
But I'm just reminding everybody
Yeah,
about how
and
fantastic.
the carousel, I'm sure it'll be great because it always is, but when you make a musical based off that one ride at Disney called The Carousel of Progress, I mean, it's kind of a cool story, but it's the same song as you go around each time, so I don't know
Over and
how,
over again.
it's going to be a little repetitive for me to hear them sing It's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow every single time. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. Thank you for tuning in this week. We don't have a closing joke, and be sure to check us out on Twitter and follow us on YouTube. That's all we have, so remember, it's not just news.
It's news.
Have a great week, Fairfield Prep. Lacrosse has gone off the radar, but there are 2 varsity rugby games and a Founders Cup for varsity crew on Saturday. Okay, now we're just listing sports. What is this? Wait, so it goes two varsity rugby games and a Founders Cup for varsity crew. So
Yeah, they're all on that day.
oh, I see. It's by day. Okay,
Saturday,
all right,
yeah.
I got it.